Welcome back to Battle of Champions. We're looking back at that final of the World Cup between India and Australia, and now we're going to get into the specifics, and we're delighted to be joined by Harbhajan Singh, a member of the 2011 World Cup squad. Harbhajan, I'm not going to mince my words. First up, the pitch that we saw for the final, it's gotten a lot of criticism. My question to you is that was it the right pitch for a World Cup final? Did a World Cup final deserve a pitch like that?
Well, I think it was the kind of a pitch which was morely on the slower side and more drier than a usual pitch. Of course, I would have liked to see a pitch where a lot of scores being scored, 300 plus being scored. That sort of pitch would have suited India more than this kind of a pitch where you bring the opposition in the game, where your batters were in such great form, like Virat Kohli to Rohit Sharma to everyone. They looked really good throughout the tournament, and they were fantastic and very, very proud of them, the way they played their cricket. But yes, I think slightly better pitch would have helped them to perform better than what has happened.
Okay, Harbhajan, I'd like you to elaborate a bit on that. Am I to understand with what you're saying that had you got a pitch like the one that we usually get in Ahmedabad or any other Indian ground during a bilateral series or during an IPL game, if you had a pitch like that, India had a much better chance of beating Australia in the final?
Yes, most definitely. I believe India was the most superior side. You ask anyone yesterday before the game, I spoke to a couple of my Aussie friends as well with whom I played cricket in my era. And all of them, they said India is this top side, and it'll be India all the way. But of course, Australian, they whatever they came out with the plan, they executed well, and they played fantastic cricket. And of course, if the wicket was slightly on a better side, on a pacier side, where the ball was coming nicely onto the bat, I think our batter would have enjoyed more than what they enjoyed on this wicket. I think the second half pitch got slightly better because of whatever temperature a little came down. There wasn't any dew, nothing whatsoever, but it's just that the binding was a little better later on, and that's where they played fantastic cricket. They kind of executed their plan better than us. Simple as that. And they were the better side. We simply have to accept it and move on.
Okay, it's very interesting, Harbhajan, what you're saying right now. And my follow-up question to that would be, as you're saying that, you're probably trying to dig a hole for the opposition. You may have fallen yourself inside that ditch. My point is that in test matches also, we've seen India do this experiment, create a rank turner, and you've ended up on the losing side. I can remember a few test matches in the recent past, happened against England in Chennai, against Australia in Indore, against Australia in Pune. Yes, you may win more matches, but then there is a chance that you allow the conditions to dominate on certain occasions. Why haven't we learnt our lessons from those test matches and tried to improve in the ODI World Cup?
Well, I think if I look around the Indian side, quality batting, quality bowling, and this Indian team have won in Australia test matches. None of the other teams could do it, what they did. And this team have done well on overseas tours. So I think they are a top player. If you give them a top conditions, better conditions than what is being served, especially in test cricket, I think they will be a better team going forward. They are anyways a top team, but they can become even more better team by playing on such wickets where your spinners need to bowl 25-30 overs to get 5 for. You can't really have pitches where your spinners come into the game from the ball spin like from here to there and from there to here, where it just becomes very easy for them. So that's where I think we need to see the change, in the pitches of India, in terms of when it comes to test match. It should be ideally played on a good surface where everybody have a chance, batter have a chance, fast bowlers have a chance, and then spinner comes into the game later part. And it did backfire in Test cricket. And I believe that this pitch was kind of a slower kind of a pitch where the stroke playing wasn't that easy. But yes, that's not just one of those excuses. But to tell you the truth, it is obviously they played these conditions better than us, and that's why they got better results. And toss was crucial on this wicket. I believe Rohit wanted to bat, which was, I think, was a great idea to bat. But when he was batting, he scored those quick 80s, and after that we didn't get going. We were kind of stuck, and we didn't
Okay.
get too many runs. And when Australia came to bat, they showed that intent, even though they lost 3 wickets, but they kept on hitting boundaries and kept on putting pressure back
Okay.
onto Indian bowlers.